The This is an Xbox campaign, to me, I think is probably one of the much more important marketing campaigns that Xbox actually needed. With all the talk from the media and the press about not being clear as to what Xbox's strategy is, I'm glad that they basically went out and put it out there. But I do have a few questions that I want to ask because, in my opinion, I think the broadening of their brand has actually taken them to, a different dimension. They've also now communicated it, but I'm curious. Inherently, what is the difference between Xbox's strategy in delivering games to more places that is, at the end of the day, inherently different from what PlayStation is doing currently? Because if I look very carefully, I can see PlayStation's own business ideology morphing into the more primitive way Xbox is executing business right now. So basically, Xbox has gone and blazed the trail and said, let's go ahead and take the rails off. And PlayStation is doing the exact same thing, but no one is saying a thing. In fact, what the irony is, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at it, is today that this particular ad showed up and the interview that was actually, made available just yesterday or a few hours ago, we've seen that Xbox is committed and dedicated to reaching gamers where they are. At the exact same time, within the 24-hour period, similar, the Lego Horizon Adventures game from PlayStation Publishing, developed by Guerrilla, working with Studio Gobo, launched on the same day on PlayStation 5, PC, and also the Nintendo Switch. Hence, everything that Xbox is doing, PlayStation is doing almost simultaneously. The so-called talk about day-and-date games is only being pointed out with Horizon Adventures because I'm actually taking this instance because the game went to the Nintendo Switch, of which right now Xbox is way more conservative with its games that are actually going to other platforms. The games have special circumstances, and I think even with the case of PlayStation, they have some circumstances and some things that they dictate, like their live service games. They are day and date. PlayStation basically tore the veil of keeping its games exclusive to its platform. Why did it do that? It wanted to make money. Why is Xbox doing the exact same thing with the This is an Xbox campaign? It wants to make money. The thing I can't understand is the knee-jerk reaction that we're seeing for Xbox. But we didn't see that knee-jerk reaction for PlayStation. Why? Because according to some people, Lego Horizon is a small game. Or according to them, Lego wanted it there, of which we have no official report of such. The end goal is that they're trying to earn and grow their business. I'll also move to another game that is an Xbox game right now, but it's a PlayStation developed game, which is MLB The Show. When we look at the statistics, as of 2023, MLB The Show had 6 times the players on Xbox than first party, which was a PS5, because it was on Game Pass. And one of the reasons that MLB actually wanted this game to actually go there is simply because they wanted to make money. But here's the crazy thing. The articles are saying that Sony had no decision, no input in the decision. However, Sony benefits from the decision itself because the game can make more money and MLB can be satiated by making more money and Sony can keep developing the IP. Of which what's crazy is this game did its best when it actually changed platforms and sold more copies. Of which I'm sure PlayStation is not going to say we don't want any profits from Xbox for a game that we developed. That would be stupid. So again, why is there no knee-jerk reaction? Rather, everything is tempered down in the case of PlayStation. Whereas when Xbox does it, Xbox is dead. People are selling their Xboxes, but no one's selling their PlayStation because they'll tell you that the tentpole games are not coming to other platforms. That's what they'll tell you. But the way I'm seeing it, PlayStation is not announcing the change to its ideologies. It violated, which is its rights to do in this case, or I would say it broke that perception that was made that these single player games from PlayStation are not going to be going multi-plat. And if anything, maybe this game will go to PC, but it went to another console. The exact thing that Xbox is getting clowned for is happening under the PlayStation banner nose, and you're not getting this knee-jerk reaction. Then there's Death Stranding. Okay, PlayStation sold it back to the developer to then go put it on Xbox. To me, I don't inherently see a difference to the end goal because the end goal is what? They are trying to make money. So at the end of the day, when you narrow it down and while you're going to sell your Xbox, because Xbox is dead and they're not going to make hardware according to your own translation of the facts, you must realize that when you're about to buy your new hardware, it better not be another console that's doing a similar thing. Because now you would then basically be in a position where you confess that you've been unhappy with Xbox and you've always wanted to go to PlayStation. You've just been looking for a reason to do so. If you wanted a PlayStation all this while, you should just bought yourself a PlayStation. And I think it comes down to this whole thing where the peer pressure has basically been what's driven the conversation more than the actual, evidence as to what's going on. A lot of people, I don't know what it is, but for some reason, the traditionalist mindset of this whole console gaming is inherently, important to them, where games must stay on specific devices. I think the more modern approach, which many people are now all for, which this exclusivity thing needs to go away, makes a lot of sense. Because at the end of the day, if you really wanted to be in that ecosystem, you'd have gone to that ecosystem a long time ago. I went to PC because I wanted to be on the PC ecosystem. I didn't want to have only PlayStation dictating how I play my games. So I went there. Even when in 2016, golly, how many games were on Steam in 2016? There were not a lot of games at the time. I mean, we can't even see the data that far. Can we? Oh, yeah, we can. Yeah, 2016, there were 4,000 games launched on Steam at the time. Compared to what it is now, that was not a lot. Look at it. And that did not, the games then, I didn't even know what was there. I just knew that a lot of the games that were on console were also there, and I played them at higher frame rates. And I moved and I played the exact same games again, experienced them. It was a nice experience. So again, at the end of the day, I think we need to be honest with ourselves. Are you here just because, exclusives make you feel warm inside? Or are you here to actually just game on a platform that you enjoy? And this is my video saying play where you want and let the noise just be, noise. Because I see a lot of people basically just reacting rather than responding to what's going on. Somebody said to me, I sold my Xbox. I'm like, you mean to tell me you are going to sell your Xbox so that you could do what? And that's why I said, I hope you're not going to go buy a PlayStation because you've been playing and looking forward to Xbox games. The only thing that has changed is that they announced that, hey, we're going to make these games available as we want. That's the only thing that's changed. They didn't say they were not going to make a console. They already told you they're going to make a console. They didn't stop supporting the current console that they have. They're still supporting it. They didn't stop selling the current console that they had. They still kept selling it. They did not do a refresh. They did do a refresh. So nothing has changed other than them just coming out with the marketing saying, oh, yeah, this is how we're going to go. And some people are like, oh, yeah, I already sold my Xbox. I mean, sell it if you want. I'm just curious that you will go buy another platform that's doing the one thing that made you go sell your Xbox. I'm just curious. I'm a PC player. I have no dog in this fight, but I'm just kind of curious as to what the motives actually are here. Unless, of course, people are not paying attention that both Xbox and PlayStation are pretty much full-blown third-party publishers. One of them is just embracing their identity faster than the other one is and getting ahead of the narrative before another one comes in there. That's what's going on, guys. It's first to basically say, oh, did it, and gets it out of the way, and then the other one now is under pressure. Do you think that PlayStation right now is enjoying themselves? Or do you think that they're actually under severe pressure? Go look at the games that they've launched in the last few months on PC. Look at how they're doing. They're not doing well. They're just trying their best to do things that Xbox is already excelling at. By adding things like PlayStation Network to a single player game, the game's got only 29 reviews. I mean, it's a Lego game, but by goodness, this is crazy. The Steam DB does not look strong. You go look at the God of War game, Ragnarok, with the PlayStation requirements, and I think a lot of people are just not dialing in. They might as well just keep their games on their ecosystem and find ways to upsell their already existing customers. I think that's probably going to be best for them. These efforts that they're putting on PC might not just be yielding much unless they're ready to bring the big games where people might consider the PlayStation Network thing, but still they'll mod it out anyways. And many will still not buy. It doesn't matter what you're selling. One thing I noticed about PC players, they're very stubborn. So this is why I'm asking these set of questions. Has this inherently changed the Xbox business model for people to go buy the PlayStation that's doing almost the exact same thing? Because they're actually making their way there, right? I mean, you can't be that naive to think that PlayStation is not going to try to do this exact same thing, because they are also kind of set up for it too. All they got to do is continue pushing it, and they're going to reach the same expansive state that Xbox is in. Already, the entire PlayStation library almost is on PC. I mean, they're selling us remasters day one at this point on Steam. I mean, it's a little scary. They're closing down the window and the timeline that these games are coming to PC. It's already here. And they're dropping games day one on other consoles? Come on. Is this some kind of a weird, warped way of looking at Xbox that I mean, I don't understand? Because I'm looking at both of them and like, they're pretty much doing similar stuff. One of them is just kind of, doing it slower, and not even slower. One of them is actually just following the other one and is in the more primitive stages. If this one got the advantage or the opportunity to do more, they'll do it if it's going to make them money. That's my video. I'm going to just leave this here. Thanks for watching. Peace out.